let me give you guys a little history lesson on Chivalry 2. When we first got to play the game in the beta, combat was universally praised, and server connections and hit detection were in a very acceptable state. Now usually, you would expect a solid base of combat and decent server performance to improve over time, but unfortunately, Torn Banner Studios has a 100% success rate of significantly degrading combat and server performance with every update. Now, as much of the casual audience has already quit the game, those of us who stuck to the game and dealt with weeks, or in some cases months, of not being able to play the game would be rewarded for our loyalty with 400 crowns to spend on the new cosmetics. But now, gentlemen, you can't make this stuff up. Torn Banner had to issue an apology because the crowns we're supposed to receive somehow did not arrive, and they have no idea why. Perhaps we'll get them next patch for our extended patience. By the way, they also broke the servers. I'm Strider the Champ. Join me for today's video. We will talk about content update number 2, the developer, and the future of Chivalry. It sounds really bad to say this, but I wasn't very excited for the new patch because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me for the 17th time, super shame on me. I expected the content update to break certain aspects of the game. At this point, faith in the development team is gone, and I'm not even too mad about it. I've become kind of desensitized to the issues. I'm very much in the mindset of if they break the servers, I just shelf the game until it's fixed. And right now, the game is in a really poor state, and I'll play a clip while I'm talking of what the servers are looking like right now, with players teleporting and stuttering over, invisible enemies, phantom damage from enemies that are nowhere near the character model. I've even been getting kills and hit markers on enemies I don't see on my screen. My boy Prairie described it pretty good. It's like one of those patches from Blue Balls Entertainment in PUBG that just completely breaks the game and you can't play it anymore. And I've played enough Chivalry 2 at this point that I'm not willing to play on crap servers like this. And as a content creator, it's not even worth me recording footage since no one wants to watch gameplay looking like that. In the long term, I don't think this will actually really affect Chivalry's population because all the people who've gotten super pissed and said screw this broken game, they left patches ago. We're down to the hardcore who love medieval slasher games, and they know it might be a few years until we get a new one, so they're going to play no matter what. What we really need is for the game to be in a solid state when it comes out of early access and releases on Steam. Torn Banner almost gets a second chance to hook people. Let's hope they don't squander it in June. And I'm actually slightly encouraged by the dev team right now. And before you go and break out the tar and feathers, just hear me out. We actually have made progress in the testing and communication from Torn Banner. Now look, we've been saying they need to test the patches before releasing them, and they did run 2 tests last week. Now, the servers in the test, they ran horribly. Everyone in game was complaining about how shit it felt. They sent out a beta survey for feedback where I got to say the servers were complete dog shit. I even made a video where I said there's no way that these can be the release servers for the live build because the game will be unplayable. And here is where the big fail is, because they rushed the patch out, ignoring all feedback, because they probably needed it out before Halloween. We traded our game performance for Pumpkinheads, boys. What a fail, and it feels bad. And look, I'm actually encouraged for another reason, boys, because even though they broke the game, normally Torn Banner goes silent when there's a problem, and they've taken a lot of flack for a lack of communication, rightfully so, but they actually did release a very honest and sincere sounding blog about the issues with the patch and server, and it's linked in the description below if you want to check it out. And I quote, "These issues as a whole have been an ongoing difficulty for Chivalry 2, and is not something that we take lightly. The task of fixing these multiple issues is something that we unfortunately anticipate taking some time to resolve. However, the speed at which we work to do so does not accurately reflect our priority level of this issue. We've assembled an internal attack force as well as brought on new members of the dev team to focus on these issues specifically affecting the combat experience." So what I'm getting from this quote is that we goofed. We don't know how we goofed, and we definitely do not know how to fix it. Respect to them for actually acknowledging the issues and saying they're struggling. It sure beats the generic, we'll have a fix in soon, it's a top priority, only to never actually get fixed approach we're used to. So I do appreciate the communication, but at this point, we need to chain the tests and communication with some actual success updating the game. I know I wouldn't be willing to trade server performance for a pumpkin head and 2 shitty game modes. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty firm that I'm not playing again until the servers are in a better state. Maybe I'll do some Age of Empires 4 while I wait. I don't know, there's just plenty of other games to spend some time on. Let me know in the comments if you guys want a list of games I recommend for a Chivalry break. That's it for me. Join the Angels by subscribing and be sure to head on over to Twitch for live gameplay.